Hi, this is Miss Cindy from the Crown Point Community Library, and today I'm bringing the library into your home with a special activity. So we are in week 2 of summer reading, and if you joined me last week, you know that I'm going to be bringing you Merlin's Missions. And Merlin is the wizard from the Magic Treehouse series, and I'm going to read it to you from one of the Magic Treehouse books and kind of tell you a little bit about what's going on, and then tie that into a special bag that we have going out. So our bag this week is Nighttime Animals, Animals at Night. And the book that I chose today is Moonlight on the Magic Flute. And in this book, if you're familiar with Jack and Annie and the Magic Treehouse series, you know that Jack and Annie have a magic treehouse that takes them to faraway places and different time periods. And in this one, they go back in time and they end up at a palace. And you can tell by the clothes that they're wearing, they're definitely have changed. It's definitely different than what it is now. So in this story, they are in this palace. Jack plays a flute. He doesn't realize at this point that the flute might be magic, but he plays this flute, and they have made a friend. His name is Wolfie, and they are looking for him. They can't find him. He's missing right now, and his sister Nan has asked them to help find him. So Jack opened the door, and he and Annie stepped outside. The air was chilly, but it felt good. Jack pulled off his hat and his wig. He gave his head a good scratch. Annie looked down at the moonlit garden. "Do you think that's the garden Wolfie was talking about?" The silver light of the full moon shone on a large square with flower beds and fountains. Woods bordered the square. Cricket sounds filled the night. "Probably," said Jack. "Wolfie?" There was no answer. "Well, let's go down and look for him." Leaving his wig and hat behind, Jack followed Annie down the stairway. As they walked across the square, a strange sound came from the woods. "Aye!" "What was that?" said Jack. 2 creatures scampered out from the trees. "Ah!" said Jack. "Don't worry," said Annie. "It's just a squirrel and a cat." The squirrel dashed over the flower beds and disappeared, and the cat chased after it. "Yeah, but what was that noise from the woods? I've never heard a squirrel or a cat make a sound like that." Another sound came from behind the trees. "Whoop, whoop, whoop." "What was that?" Jack said. "An owl, maybe?" said Annie. "I've never heard an owl make a noise like that. Have you?" "Curlew, curlew." "Yikes, what was that?" said Annie. "I don't know. Those would sound like a jungle." "Wolfie!" yelled Annie. There was no answer. The wind shook the treetops. The crickets' chirps grew louder. "This place feels really weird. Let's go back inside. I don't think Wolfie's out here." "Wait a minute," said Annie. "I think I just heard him." Jack and Annie both listened. A faint little cry came from the woods. "Annie! Jack! Wolfie is out there," said Annie. "Wolfie!" She picked up her hoop skirt and she hurried across the square and disappeared down a path that led into the woods. "Annie, wait!" He started after her, but then whoop, whoop, whoop! Jack froze. He was sure the whooping sound wasn't coming from an owl. "Ee! Was that Annie screaming?" Jack wondered. "Annie!" he yelled, and he dashed across the moonlit garden, ran down the path to the woods. He stopped between the trees. "Annie! Ee! Something leaped down from a tree branch and landed on the path. "Ah!" said Jack, jumping back. It looked like a baboon. "Ee! The baboon bounded away. "Curlew! Curlew!" Jack looked up. Overhead, a huge crane glided through the air. "Curlew! Curlew! Aye!" said a peacock standing in the moonlight, fanning its green and gold tail feathers. "What is going on?" Jack thought. "This is crazy." "Aye!" the peacock cried again, and Jack heard a rustling in the bushes. Something was moving through the woods, grunting, snorting, and growling. So I'm going to stop there. If you want to find out what happens, you can check out the book Moonlight on the Magic Flute. And it's Magic Treehouse book number 41. So the section that I read to you today was all about animals at night. And that's our theme this week. It's animals in the night sky. So things like constellations and nighttime animals, animals that we call nocturnal. And that's just a fancy word for meaning that they come out at night. They sleep during the day, and at night they get active and they come out and they hunt and they eat and they have fun. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be thinking about a specialized animal that comes out at night, and that is a bat. And so that is why there's a picture of a bat on the front of your bag. So bats have specialized hearing. They use something called echolocation, which allows them to hear sounds. They hear the vibrations and they hear how sounds come, and that helps them to know where they're going in the dark, how they can see in the dark, even though they're using their ears. So inside your bag, you have a bat template, and you do have to take this and cut this out yourself. And then if you look at the directions on the back of your paper, you'll see that the very first thing that you have to do is you have to cut a slit in it. So I just folded it over and cut a very short little slit. So if you can see it there. So I already did that. And then next, you have 2 straws in your bag. All right, so the directions tell you on the thinner straw, the one that goes inside, okay, on that one, you're going to cut a slit about 1 inch up from the end. So see how I cut it? And then you're going to put that through the bat, through that slit that you made, bend those parts out, and tape them down. So they're going to get taped onto here. Just like that. Okay, so the next instruction is to take your bigger straw and cut a piece of it off. This is about 1/3 of it off. And the reason for that is you want this straw to be smaller than this one. Okay, you want it to be shorter. So you want to do that. And then it says the same thing that we did to the other straw. You know how we cut up the sides? We're going to do the same thing on this. Then you're just going to slide this over the end. And we're going to tape these sections the same way we taped that other part, but we're going to tape this to the bat's wings. So I will show you what that looks like that. Okay, so you can see how I taped this part down. If I made these a little bit longer, it would reach further out to his wings. And what I'm going to do is if I hold onto the outside, the bigger straw, I can use this one to make my bat fly. So I challenge you to see what you can do to take this same design and see how you can improve it or make it better, what you can add to it. You can color this bat in. You can cut another bat out of like maybe black paper if you wanted to. You can pick a whole bunch of them, but go ahead and play around with it and see what you can come up with, and create your own design. Stop by the library. I'd love to see what you come up with, or you can share it on our Facebook page. And check stuff back next week, next Tuesday, for Merlin's mission number 3. Have a great day.